Hi, I'm Nate Bernath with William Vaughan Company, and we're going to chat a little bit today about what is the EIDL program, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, and what can we use it for. Before we get started, I wore the shirt today just in case I forget who I am or you forget why you're here. And some of the essentials to get started with is I'd grab a coffee. I'm going to start with mine because after listening to me for a few minutes, you're going to need it. I'm sure of it. So let's get rolling a little bit and see where this takes us. But again, I'll keep it brief. And it's really about the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. Essentially, it's the more fun loan, and we'll get to that. But you've probably heard a little bit about the Paycheck Protection Program, and this is a little different. That loan program, essentially had a piece that is forgivable, and also with that forgiveness comes some restrictions. And that's where I say this one has a few less restrictions that we'll get into. And then also you go about getting the loan in a touch different way. With the Paycheck Protection Program, you would go to your conventional banker, and most of them, we're offering these loans. Now with this one, what you do is you go through the SBA website. So you can go to sba.gov and essentially click on EIDL, and you'd be able to find and navigate through the application process. And I'll also talk a little bit about that as well, because I have done some of these applications at the inception and also recently. But first, let's talk about who's eligible for these loans. Similar to the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, we're talking about small businesses with 500 or fewer employees. Now, there's an eligibility checker on the SBA's website, so I encourage you to take a look at that. Also, William Vaughan has a coronavirus resource page, and we have several links there that could also prove helpful. So check those things. Don't check them too often, because try to have as much of a life as you can, but do check them periodically. So first is the small businesses. That's who's eligible. Then you also have private nonprofits and cooperatives. And then really from there, all you need to show is that you've sustained some sort of economic injury. Well, that's pretty easy during these times. Certainly the economic, both globally and domestically, the economic environment, we can provide those details that would help you prove that you've sustained that economic injury. So not a problem there. And you should be located in a disaster area. At this point, all 50 states are considered that, so you're okay there as well. Now, the terms of these loans would be, they used to be, or really what was intended was originally $2 million, okay? But the popularity and the numerous requests for these loans has decrease the amount of loans that are being issued to 150,000. Okay, so the max you're going to get is 150,000, and then you're looking at an interest rate for businesses on these loans of 3.75% and 2.75% for nonprofits. The term is up to 30 years. Okay. And you do get 12 months of payment deferral if you'd like it, but the interest would accrue during that time period. Okay. Now, there are no personal guarantees for the loans as they currently set, but that's just because they're only at 150,000. Okay. The original limit was no personal guarantee for anything under 200,000. Okay. So if they do ramp these loans back up, you might want to watch your loan level. Now, there's also no collateral for loans under 25,000, which is good as well. So those are the limits you're looking at: 200,000 and 25,000 there. Now, I would always recommend talking to your local banking relationship just to see what's out there. And with Congress, continuously acting, what you'll find is a lot of these programs could be extended or changed very regularly. So check with your local banking relationship first for that reason, and also to determine, okay, do I need a loan for equipment? And if so, well, perhaps they have a better option with equivalent rates, et cetera, for those equipment needs, or just even regular line of credit needs. So you should check with them first. And then that gets me into what can we use these funds, right? So let's talk about what we can't use them for first. Well, we can't use them for dividends, bonuses, stockholder or shareholder loans, expansion of your facilities or fixed assets. That's where I said the equipment loan, which is a fixed asset, would need to be done on a separate loan. So you might want to check with your banker first, dependent upon what you need, and then go from there. These also can't be used for repairs or replacement related to physical damages, think hail, et cetera. You can't use it for refinancing, and you can't use it for relocation costs. So take those things off the table. And you might be saying, well, that seems to be a lot of restrictions. Well, not really, not compared to the PPP program, because for those PPP loans, you're really looking at, you can spend it on payroll, rent, utilities, Now for this, I'd like to call it the more fun loan. If you like restrictions and rules, you can raise your hand. If you did raise your hand, don't feel bad. You might just want to relax a little bit. Like I said, have a little fun, because this loan can really be used for your operations. It's for your payroll. It's for your accounts payable. It's for your fixed debts. And if you have obligations that can't be met because you lost revenue, this is what the proceeds are really meant for. You can use it for those things. So the use for your accounts payable is a big deal. It just essentially opens things up to say, hey, I can use this for my operations. And that's just so vitally important, and certainly less restrictive than the PPP. And, it's no accident that it's less restrictive. It's less restrictive because it's not eligible for forgiveness. So it truly is a loan at those rates of 3.75 and 2.75 that I mentioned. So now there used to be an advance under this program. Some would term it a grant, but it's really an advance or a grant that was up to $10,000. That is no longer available. And I recently applied for this loan again, just to be sure. And that option is no longer there. The application process is very simple. It should only take you a couple minutes. I would really encourage you just to have your prior year tax return up in front of you. That will really give you most of the information you'll need to apply for this loan. They're going to ask for things like your revenue and your cost of goods sold from that prior period. So simple questions, but you will have to check a few boxes, have owner information readily available. So really that's it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give your William Vaughan Company representative a call. You can call me as well. Again, happy to help with these applications. They're meant to be simple, and the communication is via email, and it really has been streamlined in a way that's been surprisingly convenient. So hopefully they keep these loans available for as long as possible. But again, to highlight, right now they're at 150,000. You know, keep your pulse on things. Follow the William Vaughan Company coronavirus resource page, because there'll be updates almost daily on that page as things develop. And we'll follow this EIDL program and see where it lands. But remember, if you want to have fun, this loan's more fun. Thanks again, and hope to talk with you soon.